Joining me now, two experts who have spent their lives in search of intelligent life from space. Nick Pope has investigated UFOs for the UK Ministry of Defense, and Dr. Seth Shostak is a senior astronomer for the SETI Institute, whose mission is to explore and understand the nature of life in the universe. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this program tonight. Nick, if I can begin with you, Gresh called this a decades-long Cold War. Does that description sound legitimate to you?
Yes, it does. And if Congress manages to verify this, and they're actively working on that right now, both through the hearings that you mentioned, and indeed the intelligence committees and the armed services committees are looking at this too. If this is verified, yeah, absolutely. As was said in the piece, the nation that first figures out this technology will be the dominant force on this planet for the foreseeable future. So there are very compelling reasons why this is so highly classified, though I would hope that keeping the technical details undercover, it would be possible, if this all pans out, to say, if this is where we are, yes, we're not alone.
Yeah, I would hope that we would all work together, being that we're all in this together as opposed to compete with other nations. But Seth, this notion that Gresh suggests that we in this program that is secret, he said, we have acted offensively against non-human aircraft. I'm sort of flabbergasted by it all, because I envision sort of like a Star Wars, space war, and I just don't understand how that could possibly happen without so many people knowing and it, the lid being blown off.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I don't think this is the kind of thing where you have to appeal to some sort of conspiracy to hide information. Because if this were true, if we were really being visited by, people, whatever they are, beings from another planetary system, that would be the biggest science story going. You'd have tens, hundreds of thousands of scientists beavering away on this day and night. And the idea that the government would keep it all secret, to begin with, why? And secondly, I don't think they could do it.
Well, that's sort of how I feel. I mean, just look in the media business. Nobody can keep a secret at the networks. Just look at this week's reportings. Okay, Nick, that notion of a conspiracy of silence amongst all of our top organizations, like ARROW, like NASA, do you think for a moment that, let's just talk about America for starters, that our organizations could maintain that conspiracy of silence for decades, let alone other organizations all around the world in the various countries?
I think so, as long as it was kept on really close hold with a small group of people. I mean, the breaking of the German Enigma codes during the Second World War didn't actually get revealed till decades afterwards. So we only hear about the secrets do leak out. But I've worked in government for 21 years, and I know that most secrets that you really want to keep secret stay under wraps. And that's why I say, I hope we get to the bottom of this. Look, all we really need is the name of the program, the name of the individual running it, and the name of the agency that's handling this, and then hopefully Congress will get to the bottom of it. I mean, I know it's a really difficult story to untangle. It sounds bizarre, but sometimes these bizarre things turn out to be true. Let's try and get to the truth. And NASA are working on this, of course, and the DOD too. Let's see what unfolds. But more revelations will come in the next few days and weeks. I know that for a fact.
Oh, well, I'm glad about that, because I feel like I'm sort of, watching Succession and waiting for the next episode. I'm behind. By the way, don't say anything. So, Seth, I keep wondering about the notion of danger. If we are keeping this quiet, and I'm assuming that the whistleblower is saying it is dangerous for the American people not to know this, and it is important for Congress to know this. Isn't it possible, and I'm just going to throw this out there, that this just could be another nation? This could be our adversary testing us. And actually, they may have, heavy atomic metal that's higher up in the periodic table than we understand. Yet, David Gresh is saying that, no, this is just something that's definitely not human-made.
Yeah, I don't know on what basis he says that. It really sounds good. It's not human-made. How do you know? Does it have stamped on it, made on Proxima Centauri? I mean, how does he possibly know that? That sounds like a made-up idea simply to assuage those people who prefer a story in which the aliens are the bad guys, because after all, the aliens usually are bad guys when it comes to movies.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.